April 27, 1945. Northern Italy. The end of World War II is near. The Third Reich is crumbling, Allied forces are closing in on Germany, and Adolf Hitler hides in his Berlin bunker, days away from suicide. In Italy, his closest ally, Benito Mussolini, faces his own final reckoning. Once the proud founder of fascism, the man who dreamed of reviving the Roman Empire, now reduced to a fugitive. This is the story of Mussolini's last 24 hours. An empire collapsing into dust, a dictator stripped of power, and a man walking toward his fate. At dawn on April 27th, Mussolini leaves Milan in a convoy of cars. Beside him is his mistress, Clara Petacci, 29 years old, hopelessly devoted to him. The streets of Milan are tense. Partisans are everywhere hunting fascists. Mussolini hopes to cross the Alps into Switzerland, where he believes he might negotiate asylum or at least reach Germany. But he is not the Duce of old. Witnesses describe him as pale, slouched, almost lifeless. He no longer radiates confidence. He seems broken, his eyes vacant, his voice weak. The once all-powerful dictator is now just a man on the run. The convoy winds its way north, hugging the shores of Lake Como. Mussolini wears a long German greatcoat and helmet, hoping to pass as a retreating Nazi soldier. But even in disguise he is unmistakable. His jawline, his heavy features, still recognizable. Inside the car, Clara Petacci clutches his hand. She begs him not to despair. She refuses to leave him even though she knows the danger. Around them, Germany's once proud Wehrmacht is in tatters. Soldiers flee, weapons abandoned. And with every mile, the convoy grows more nervous. Mussolini says little. Perhaps he already knows, there will be no escape. By late afternoon, the convoy reaches the village of Dongo, near the Swiss border. Here, partisan fighters have set up a roadblock. They are searching every vehicle for fleeing fascists. The Germans in the convoy step out, protesting. The partisans begin checking papers, questioning faces. At first, Mussolini sits motionless, head lowered, hoping to avoid suspicion. But then one of the fighters leans closer. He recognizes the face beneath the helmet. A shout cuts through the silence. It's him. The Duce. The illusion is shattered. Benito Mussolini is captured. Clara Petacci throws herself on him, begging the partisans to spare him. But both are dragged away under guard. For the first time in more than 2 decades, Mussolini is a prisoner. He is taken to nearby houses under partisan control. Witnesses recall a man who seemed utterly defeated. He did not shout, he did not plead. He sat in silence, staring into the distance as if his mind had already left this world. Some partisans wanted to kill him on the spot. Others argued for a trial. But higher leadership feared that if Mussolini lived, his followers, or the Germans, might attempt a rescue. The decision: he must die. That night, Mussolini lies restless under guard. He does not sleep. Clara, still beside him, whispers reassurances. But both surely know the truth. Their hours are numbered. At dawn on April 28, 1945, orders arrive. From partisan leaders in Milan comes the command: Mussolini must be executed that day. The man tasked with carrying it out is Walter Audizio, a partisan commander known as Colonel Valerio. He arrives at the farmhouse where Mussolini and Clara are held. His orders are simple and final: no trial, no delay. The execution will be immediate. Mussolini shows little reaction when told. He seems detached, resigned. Clara, however, breaks down, crying uncontrollably, refusing to be separated from him. She declares she will die at his side. Around midday, Mussolini and Clara are loaded into a vehicle. The ride is short, just a few miles to the village of Giuliano di Mezzigra. The convoy stops outside the gate of Villa Belmonte, a farmhouse with a stone wall. The prisoners are ordered out. Mussolini walks slowly, shoulders slumped, eyes on the ground. Clara clings to him, refusing to let go. The air is heavy with silence. Everyone knows what is about to happen. Walter Audizio reads the sentence aloud. The words fall flat. Mussolini does not respond. Clara screams, pleading to die with him. She throws herself in front of him as the partisans raise their guns. Audizio raises his submachine gun and fires. The shots ring out. Bullets tear into Mussolini and Clara. The Duce of Italy, who once ruled with iron power, collapses lifeless against the wall. His mistress lies dead beside him. Their bodies, along with other fascist leaders, are loaded into a truck and driven to Milan. On April 29th, the corpses are dumped in Piazzale Loreto, the very square where fascists had once displayed the bodies of partisans. Now the crowd gathers, furious, vengeful. They spit on Mussolini's corpse. They kick it, curse it, throw stones. His body is hung upside down from a metal beam at a gas station. The man who once demanded worship now receives only hatred. And so ended the life of Benito Mussolini. In 24 hours, he went from fugitive to prisoner, from prisoner to corpse. Once hailed as the savior of Italy, he left behind only ruins, a divided nation, millions dead, and a legacy of fear and shame. His final hours are not a tale of glory but a warning that power built on pride, violence, and tyranny always collapses in the end. The Duce who dreamed of empire died as a fugitive, abandoned and despised by the very people he claimed to lead.